This is so I can see, and you guys can see. Oh wait, that's the bad one, sorry. Everybody pray to Fourier. Okay, I'm comfortable with that. I hope you guys are. Okay, here we go. I swear. We'll do that when we're ready to demo. But for now, all right. Okay, you guys know who we are, so I'm gonna skip that part. Besides, we wasted too much time as it is. So today we're gonna go over an introduction. We're gonna do the design. We're gonna do some other stuff after that, and it's gonna work out great. So Yiheng's gonna talk about the problem first.
So the introductions about this project we have is we're gonna make the 3Ds and the MPC and everything into 3D. The project is Synapse and Ableton. And the concept is the DJ on the backstage is all boring, so watching it, and we want to bring it back from the backstage to the front. So that's how our start project design.
So we conceived a couple ways of doing this, but both of them involved creating a suite of controls for performing music through the use of body movement. And we wanted our controls to emulate the current functionality of the devices that electronic performers are currently using, which are called MPCs, or MIDI programmable controllers. So we conceived of doing it in a standalone application, which Marcian's going to talk about in a little bit, and we also conceived of doing one that is based on a pre-existing application called Synapse, which works with the Xbox Kinect, and I'll tell you all about that later. So first we're going to talk about standalone.
Okay, the standalone application is a ground-up approach to developing software for playing music in 3D space, and the reason I delved into this was because the Synapse source code was poorly documented, and it's thousands and thousands of lines of source and all kinds of files. So I felt more comfortable with using a well-documented open source software, OpenNI, which is the software. OpenNI is used for computer vision applications such as with the Kinect. Anyways, in this application, I demoed it last time. It has 4 quadrants where you can trigger sounds, trigger loops on or off with the left hand, and trigger individual sound clips with the right hand. And yeah, but we have something way cooler. We're not going to mess with the standalone right now.
So I'll be talking about what we have currently so far. So we wanted to modify Synapse to include a larger set of controls for the music environment. We created a GUI to help navigate the controls and inform the audience what's going on. And we had to create new Max for Live modules in order to incorporate this. So we have 4 modes of operation currently. The first one is a MPC plugin grid, which is our original goal. We have a text scratcher. We also have MIDI guitar and the original thing, which is Synapse, and we could change all that. So the first mode is MPC. It's a 5x5 grid that controls audio loop playback in Ableton Live. It sends UDP messages to Max MSP to toggle the button states.
And and UDP is just it's a protocol for sending data over a network.
The clips can be controlled individually or synced. So right here, what you're seeing is basically the user pushing forward, and it's actually tackling the Z direction. It's basically a button. You can have 1 button on per column, and the rightmost column, the 5th column, actually toggles the whole row on or off.
So when they're turned on, or they're in the yellow or the purple state, that means that an audio clip is playing. And so each of these columns represents a different instrument that you would have in the environment. So you could have your drum samples here, you could have a guitar track here, and each row corresponds to a different part of the song that that instrument would be responsible for playing. So you can structure a song in this mode by triggering individual clips, or you can move to a different part of the song by triggering a bunch all at once.
So the next one is the scratcher. It allows the user to control quantization and repetition of audio clips. It basically increases the speed of repetition, produces a stuttering or scratching effect. So here it is, your left hand controls the quantization, your right hand controls the audio clips that's going through. And it basically plays one at a time. So whatever your hand's lit up to, or going over, it's lit up, and that's what it's playing right now.
We'll show this in the demo, it'll
Yeah.
be easier to understand. So the third mode that we came up with was a MIDI guitar mode. We wanted to explore the possibilities of MIDI. So basically we create the image of a guitar that's superimposed on the user, and the left hand moving over the fretboard will control what MIDI note is being produced, and the right hand will send a MIDI note message, and it can do both up and down strums of the guitar. So this is kind of what it looks like. So there is a open note, which is seen in red when I move my hand off of the fretboard. And then there are 6 other notes that are possible to be played. And these can be programmed within the music environment to what exactly notes those produce. The fourth mode, we wanted to pay tribute to the original program that we were basing all this off of. And one of the problems with it was there too much information that is being sent out in their original application. So we wanted to create one standalone mode that would be separate from all of those, where those things can happen. So it reports bangs, which are like quick changes in position for all the various joints of your body, and it also sends out the absolute position in real time. And those can be basically programmed to handle controls within the music environment. So this is kind of what it looks like, and right now I'm just going to go into a demo. Actually, do you want to talk about the demo? I think we should just do the demo right now.
That will explain everything.
Yeah. So if I could have some help, like setting up the Kinect while I play the passage. So this is the music environment which I've pre-set up for this performance. And now I'm going to open Synapse. Or Tempo, excuse me. No.
So other than Synapse, the coding part to make those boxes and those codes that you've seen, we've also had to have an interface with Ableton, the program that we want to control. And that interface was used by using max patchers, which are these.
So like I said, in this mode, this would be where you would generally set up the main structure of the song. Why is that cat picture? So I can, this track is for drum loops. So I can start drum playback with that. And then I can also add a string part in this mode. And they operate on banks. So when I move my hand forward and my hand is detected within the horizontal and vertical regions of a button, it will trigger playback. I also have like a bass part here, I think. Bass is turned way up. And then I have audio samples in this track from a 1950s movie. And then so I can also progress through the song by playing an entire row of clips at the same time, which you can do like this. And then you can do kind of interesting things with it. Go back. And so this is the scratcher mode. So my left hand is going to control the rates at which audio clips are played back. So right now it's in standard 1 bar practice, so I can basically choose, hold on, I have something else playing. Turn that off so you can hear. So right now, like I'm in an 8th note region. So I can basically play these, and if I get it really fast, it'll create kind of a stuttering effect.
It is.
So that's the scratcher mode. Here's the guitar mode, which I'm not really fit to right now. We could have set that up before. No, don't move it because then I'll have to recalibrate. We wasted too much time. So you choose the notes here. Unless I strum, they won't play back. They're rigged up to a really terrible sounding instrument right now, so it's not really illustrative, but it's fairly responsive, which is what we were kind of going for. And then the last mode is Synapse. So I have basically a flanger and a phaser rigged up to my left and right hand, and one's controlling the cutoff frequency in the Y direction, I think, or no, resonance, and the cutoff frequency I think is in the left and right, and there's a global stop, which I'm going to hit right now. So I think we wasted enough time, so that's probably a good place.
Any questions?
You're right on 10 minutes. Fabulous. Any questions? Congratulations.
One.
When are we gonna get like the Iron Man kind of like computer system?
Well, you know, like that's a good point because we just started with very basic graphics to just kind of try this out, but we wanted to create kind of a more intuitive user experience. And one of the problems with having 4 modes of operation and only 2 buttons to navigate them through is inevitably you're going to be at a point where you have to hit the button twice in order to get to the other mode. So yeah, we're trying to explore new ways of doing that. Yeah.
Are you gonna hook it up to Oculus Rift 3D?